What's up, YouTube? This is Light Blue Yoshi coming at you with another episode of Pokemon Tabletop United's Villain Group. Hope you've enjoyed so far and continue to enjoy as we go forward. Unfortunately, today we may not have Rune with us. Stuff's going on in life, and he was unable to make it this session. I will put a reminder within the description of every video this session about the fact that he is missing. But don't you worry, he will be back come next session. Hopefully. Anyway, let's give our thanks to Thundersoft Screen Recorder for the recording, OpenShot Video Editor for the editing, bensounds.com for the music, and with that, we can go ahead and jump into it with Amy and because I'm terrible with Damien. Because I'm terrible with names. Yes.
Good start, good start.
So, throw it back to you guys and just silence.
I'd like to point out to whoever's watching, I realized by watching the first recording that I could not understand myself, well, barely, so you probably can't either. So I'm going to be changing up my voice probably every session, just to see what works. This week I'm going with, let me roll a die real quick. Okay, Nazim. That works.
Do you visit the cloud district very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't. Alright. That was a good battle, you three. You have great potential, I see. How would you feel about joining Team Control?
The two kids look at each other, and then look to the 16-year-old, and they're like, Team Control?
Oh, yes. We are an up-and-coming group to help save the world, more or less.
They look at you with, like, star-speckled eyes, like superheroes?
Exactly
like superheroes.
See, even go on the same wavelength sometimes.
The 16-year-old, having more of a level head than that, sits here and kind of tilts her head and asks, well, superheroism is fine and all, but what exactly is the end goal of how you plan to go about saving the world?
One step at a time, my dear. Of course. People try to quote-unquote save the world by taking over it. We simply have to save it. One person, one area, one region at a time. That's all it really takes. Just have to be focused enough to do it.
Well, sure, but what are the methods gonna be?
Despite being the leader of the group, I want to save it as humanely as possible. Unlike most groups like Team Flare and Team Rocket, I don't want any death. I want no death to occur during this, and everyone to be happy, more or less. But of course, there's going to be naysayers and those against this. But my methods are going to be civil.
She doesn't know what to say to this, considering the fact that all that kind of in a way contradicts itself.
I know. I talk in a method that is like sounds so, I guess,
Reasonable.
reasonable.
Yes,
Yeah.
reasonable and idealistic, but in a sense it contradicts itself, and it's like, how? What? But this is part of where your charisma comes from, because people want to understand you and see your methods come forth.
Shit, my superiors or probably don't know what the fuck I say sometimes. Oh, speaking of which, I just want to get this out here. I know the villains know, but I want the audience to know as well. Every single one of us has the exact same costume, mask included. The way we tell the difference is the badges we wear. For me, I wear a badge with the king chess piece on it. My two guys during the session, they have a badge with the queen on it. Future admins, depending on what their job would be bishop, knight, or rook. And the grunts, of course, are pawns.
Yes. Which is a nice way of distinguishing themselves from each other while managing to keep them all united. So what color are all these chess pieces?
The whole badge is silver, and it's just ingrained in the badge.
Okay. I was only curious because, if you guys get big enough and popular enough with how you're going about things, you will have people who sit here and try to replicate it and things like that. Whether it's because they want to sit here and join you or what have you. Even if it's just people wanting to pretend that they're part of your group.
Okay. So I might want to make it a little more difficult to actually do that.
Yes, to replicate.
Okay. So instead of regular chess pieces, they are double-sided chess pieces. Like they don't have a bottom. It's like it's like a card. Like a king queen card where you have the head on one side, head on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like that.
Okay.
And it's on both sides of the badge. That's how you'll know it's from us. Everyone else will only have it on like one side of the badge, because what's the point of doing it on the opposite side of the badge when it's going to be against your body?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, this will definitely help in keeping it unique, so you don't... Because, since you're trying to go about it as seeming like heroes and such, much like in Code Geass, for anyone who's seen it, how people start replicating the Black Knight uniform because kids want to sit here and pretend to be part of the Black Knights and such. And, well, there's a lot of superhero cosplayers and things like that, so anybody who dresses up like you guys will obviously take a pin. So, having a way to differentiate a fake from the real thing will be a big deal. It also means that if later on the police don't completely trust you and try to infiltrate your ranks and things like that, it'll be much more difficult because they will have to have a proper pin made from you guys. Because it's going to be next to impossible to replicate your pin without one in there, without one already in their possession.
All right, yeah. And the pin is checked. Yeah, when you come in the base, like regardless of whose it is, even mine is checked.
Yeah, because anyone can take your mask and be your height and replicate your voice.
Yeah. What they can't do is things they don't know.
Exactly.
And despite, the good guys, quote unquote, that are watching this video, even though they know it, their characters don't.
Exactly. In fact, there's actually quite a few people who have admitted that they purposely don't watch the other videos because they don't want to risk the metagame knowledge coming out.
Ah,
Right.
So, there's that too. Anyway, back to business.
Hmm.
And her being
So,
confused.
So, what do you say? Join Team Control and help save the world? Or continue to help destroy it?
Why are there only those two options? Can't you also help save the world without destroying it? And not joining you?
I suppose. How you live your life is entirely up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm simply trying to recruit you into our fold. Though strength in numbers is always nicer than trying to do it alone.
That's fair. But, what to you constitutes as destroying the world?
Destroying the world comes in many shapes and sizes. Do you litter? I know many people litter. Or are you as small as litter, or as big as Lysander from Team Flare, trying to literally destroy all life?
Okay, so for you, destroying the world is anything from the smallest offense to the biggest.
Absolutely.
And is there any differentiating between them for you?
Well, some do it without realizing it. Others do it knowing exactly what they're doing. I feel as though I'd be a little more lenient on the form.
And how do you tell whether they know what they're doing or not?
Well, that's just common stupidity, of course. They don't care, nor do they want to care. Or they just see it and they ignore it.
So, in other words, in the end, there is no difference.
Essentially. But with my group, we can stop that. From the smallest to the greatest.
And how do you plan to do that?
Baby steps, my child.
Unless you're gonna go some heavy hand of God acts, how do you plan to stop the smallest of offenses? Such as you pointed out, simply littering.
I have several of my associates already in there, in the city, trying to stop the small stuff. Going up to each individual saying, hey, throw it away, from starting to that to, well, throwing it away for them. Like I said, I abhor violence. I do not wish the wrong anyone, nor do I wish them to wrong anyone else. I only wish to, and, well, in order to do that, like I said, one step at a time. Let's start with ourselves, start spreading the message to others. It's a long, arduous process, but with your help, we could make it a little faster.
She chuckles a little bit. And once again, you're contradicting yourself. How do you plan on stopping the little stuff if you're not going to have any kind of violence or anything to make people stop?
I suppose I have to get back to you on that one, won't I?
Indeed, it seems that way. Well, when you have an answer, find me again, and we'll see what happens then. Until then, I have these two to look after as we begin our own journey.
Very well.
Safe journey, then.
And to both of you as well. I hope you find the answers that you seek for undergoing your task. She then takes the hands of the kids and starts wandering off, traveling on their journey.
I shrug. Well, I should have figured that. Should probably think more about what exactly I'm going to be doing, shouldn't I?
Probably.
I can't give them the plan without recruiting them, without knowing they're going to be recruits, can I?
No. We're not out much. We might run into them again.
We very well may.
Alright.
And with that, from a DM standpoint, I have to make 3 more characters.
Yep,
Yay.
sorry. We'll have Batgirl yet. She will join us. Although, we didn't think to get names from any of them, did we?
However, when you see that token again, you will know that they are important, and that is the same person, because it can no longer be a
Other random people.
town sprite.
Yay.
Yay.
Well, my first recruitment sucked. Shit, my second one sucked too.
Aw. Well, the professor is
Your
coming
first
up, and
recruitment?
that was the big target.
A Pokeball company.
Yes.
That's just because basically he's under threat and oath and contract, so he really can't do much. That, and you didn't get a superior, so that you could sit here and contract from them. So that wasn't on your side, that was on their side. Otherwise, you probably would have had people joining you over there. This one here, it's just like, you keep contradicting yourself, saying that you don't want any violence, yet you expect to change people's minds about doing things the way that they've always done. And generally that leads to violence. How is this gonna work? She just...
Yeah. The thing is, I can't really tell them what I'm going to do. Like, if I give them the actual shit, they're not going to want to join.
Yeah,
And in
you
all
need to
honesty,
find another more persuasive way to get this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, everybody gets to see the kitty stealing the pancakes. And there you go.
Ah.
It was just meant to be a random town sprite for the furry side of things, and then, well, now it can't be a random town sprite for the furry side of things.
You're welcome.
Oh, well, I'll find and make more. Life goes on.
Life goes on.
Yep. So, Amy, you're staring at the Dunsparce.
Yes.
Don't freak out that Damien isn't following you. It's easier to just throw him in where you are, so that way he can help you, since he's unable to move his own token right now. So basically, you're the current face of the party, as if this were a random RPG. Everybody just
Yay.
merged into you, and when combat starts, everybody
Oh my.
demerges.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, could I distribute my points real quick? Because I don't know if I actually distribute... Well, I couldn't because I don't have a fucking computer.
Mm.
I thought we had done it for your mons.
Oh, did we? Because I'm looking at the sheet now and it says Aaron still has 2
Yeah,
points.
yeah, we can go ahead and do that now. Right away.
Shut up!
Doesn't wanna.
The kitty says it shall be heard.
Kitty could kiss my ass. And she crawled under the door.
So yes, Aaron is up to date on all its moves. So it's just where do you want to put these 2 points?
One in attack, one in defense.
Alright.
Why the fuck did I catch Scrag?
I don't know, but you seemed really determined to when you talked it
Yes.
into it.
Yes, you did.
I think I was just so done with already failing the one thing I'm supposed to be good at that I was just like, I want this to work at least once.
Maybe. I don't know. All that I know is that you really wanted that Scraggy, and now you have it. Okay. So Munchlax needs 1 point put into it.
Fuck it, let's get it to 100.
Get what to 100? It's HP?
His hit points. Yeah.
Alright. And then random Scraggy is random.
Random Scraggy is random. I have 1 speed.
I also just noticed you type synced it to Dark Ghost, so you got rid of the fighting side for Ghost.
Wait, what? No, I didn't.
Well, we have Dark Ghost here.
Who the fuck did that?
I
I
don't-
couldn't.
I don't know who did that. No, none of the other mons, aside from... Oh, maybe it carried over from Munchlax. The Ghost side,
have.
and then it changed the first one to the proper thing.
Huh. This one also has 3 immunities. And 1 weakness. I'm guessing fairy. Right.
Well, I changed it back to Dark Fighting like it should be. If you want to type sync it, you can do that. But that's
I'm
on
not
you.
even gonna use this fucker.
Yeah, honestly, when you're like, I'm gonna catch it knowing you and your training style and whatnot, it's like, why are you taking this thing with you? It doesn't make any sense.
I must have just really wanted to recruit something.
Still got it.
Either that or you're honestly looking at having a tanky ghost fighting. That's about the only thing I can think of. Because, I mean, well, Dark Ghost is good, as it's always been good since Sableye came out.
Yeah. And then it showed even more by fucking Spiriting.
Yeah. And then it got a little bit worse once they introduced Fairy, because Fairy is the one thing that can destroy it.
Yeah. You know that someone hacked the Spiritomb back in Platinum to have Wonder Guard? It's literally impossible to kill.
That doesn't surprise me. Honestly. And it's not technically impossible to kill, you just have to kill it with status ailments. Because the thing is that it can't be damaged by any move that isn't super effective. However, moves like Will-O-Wisp and Leech Seed can still affect it. So you just have to play a long-ass waiting game. Status effect moves for the win. But that's literally the only way to kill it. Wield the almighty sand attack, minimize burn combo. of Litwick, and then just pray that it doesn't have an auto hit move.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you two going to do anything with these 4 random Dunsparce just sitting here in a little box?
I
I
guess I'm
attempt to
gonna
fight
tap.
them if you don't want to.
Oh yeah, we could definitely fight them. I'm gonna have Munchlax because he needs to catch up.
Alright. Let me spawn.
Yeah, I don't think they know they can't hit him. But Dunsparce has the most ridiculous move pool. Holy shit.
Yeah, the only problem with Dunsparce in the games is that it has garbage stats.
Yeah. Even the perfect IV Dunsparce has less stats than a fucking Magikarp.
Yep. However, in this game, that is fixed. So, yeah. Dunsparce isn't quite as garbage.
Terrifying. Not as garbage as it used to be. It's still pretty garbage.
Actually, no, with its bases. Let's see. Okay, so it has a base HP of 10. Attack, defense, special attack, and special defense are all 7s, and then its speed is a 5.
Jesus.
Dunsparce in this system is a little monster.
Then it can learn any move under the fucking sun, essentially.
That I would have to go to the Pokedex for to see. It does get quite a big move pool from there. TMs, it can't learn them all, but it can learn a good chunk. I mean, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Solar Beam, Thunderbolt, Earthquake, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Charge Beam, Incinerate, Gyro Ball because it's slow, Bulldoze, Rock Slide, Poison Jab. Can learn Dream Eater, Wild Charge, and
But-
Rock Smash.
But why though?
As an egg move, it can learn Trump Card, whatever that does.
Jesus. But yes, I plan on fighting these Dunsparce.
Alrighty. Ether is going to shift splash 1 forward and then scratch. It's melee pass, so 1, 2, 3, 6. So it should hit all 4. Well, if the 2 even hits.
It's attacking with what move?
Scratch. It's melee pass.
Okay, so pass. It automatically shifts itself forward 4 spaces.
Oh, it's just straightforward.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Almia Guild has so many freaking variant rules. So,
It's all good.
start it
Yeah.
up top, so the U-turn.
So, yeah. It states that it activates at some point within the shift phase. You're able to activate a move with the pass, and then you shift forward 4 squares and hit all mons within it. So,
Where does it say this? I literally copy-pasted over from the book.
in the book, it tells you what the pass keyword means.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll find it.
No, it's fine. Again, different groups will do different variants on the rules, so you're probably right. It is just, I've had it used against me this way. It's like, oh, that's super useful. I'm going to remember that for later.
Yeah.
No, it's not how that works in this system. If you read this page...
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 will not hit, unfortunately. Because they each have at least 1 point of dodge and defense.
Amy will then move up and try using Rock Smash.
All right.
I would like to mention.
17.
Oh.
And it gets one one defense stage lowered on its combat stages.
So one small thing that I had wrong is that it's up to 4 meters, so it doesn't have to move all 4 meters. However, they must end in an empty square.
Yep, did that.
So let's talk about that Aquatail and Blastoise.
Yep. So yeah. For those watching, because I've been meaning to put up the rulebook for people to go ahead and look at themselves in case they want to play. I apologize to everyone in the audience for that. Yeah, it's on page 340 for those who are watching and have the rulebook. So, that poor Dunsparce, man. Dunsparce number 3. No, that's number 2.
Oh, aiming for the one on top, if it helps any.
Oh.
Since Munchlax is already right up on top of one.
Yeah, so we have... if I get back to the pointer. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's go ahead and do this and color code them, just so that way it makes life easier for everybody. You can name the one being targeted by the color of the symbol. But yes, if you're targeting the very first one, okay. So, down to 11, 22 damage because of super effective.
Nice.
Alright. So, Munchlax.
Yeah. Gonna have him use Tackle.
Alright.
Because stabs. Open Discord again to like close on me. Okay. Let's get a +1 because focus train. Oh. Huh.
Well,
I guess that works.
roll the damage.
I think that's 2d8 plus 8.
2d6 plus 24.
Close
Nice.
enough. Okay, so that's 58.
Yep. 58 to the blue one. 46. So it's still standing, but that definitely hurt, giving it 2 injuries.
Well, I bet we strike again. Not as great.
But a 5 will still hit.
Alright. And anyone wondering, I don't have a computer, and I've got to use the dice roll on Discord.
Dice Parser, thank you for everything that you do.
There used to be a really good one. It was like insanely amazing. It let you do rolls. It lets you look at monster cards. My cat is on cocaine right now.
That
Aw.
transition.
Like, she literally just jumped on the bed to slap at me, ran across the room, looked at something for like a second, dashed back across the room to climb into my box full of Xbox games, and is now, I think, hunting my hamster. Or she's about to attack something. But anyway, but I forget what it was called. It was just
It was a really good roller, and it just stopped working one day.
Maybe the people behind it just couldn't support it anymore.
Maybe.
Or it was bought out by a company and the company shut it down. Who knows? Anyway, this Dunsparce is alive by 1 point of health.
What?
Yep.
Story of my life. Every time I go into a fight that I'm supposed to win, I don't beat it by a point.
Well, that was a surprise round, so now we need the speeds of everything.
1!
Yay!
Munchlax has a grand total speed of 1. Stop chewing our cords, you little shit.
Doesn't want to. Okay, it did not roll. It's 13 on Amy's. Oh, because I don't have them selected, that's why.
I feel like I'm a horrible leader.
Good
Seems
dice.
one of my second in command. My second in command came out and friggin' got his Pokemon already to like, what, 25?
You don't have the +4 boost to your...
It should have rolled with the +4 boost.
It did. It had 7. That's why I had 17 here, and then you changed it to
Oh,
13.
no. The 17 is I didn't have the right token selected, so it rolled Amy again +4 instead of Ether +4.
Ah.
They're not speedy.
No Dunsparce? No, they're absolute slowpokes.
Yeah.
But I can't really say that with a Munchlax.
When their base speed is 5, this is why Gyro Ball is useful with them. Because the way Gyro Ball works in this system is you take your speed, you subtract it from your opponent's speed, and then that's how much extra damage you add to the attack.
Yeah, that's how Electro Ball works with Fastbook.
Except for, in the case of Gyro Ball, you don't subtract the opponent's speed from the damage, where Electro Ball you do. Electro Ball, you add your speed to your damage, and then your opponent adds their speed to their defense. That's Electro Ball in this system. Alright. So, Amy, you're up first.
Ether actually would be up first, but yeah, my team anyway.
Well, if I don't have the players moving on the same turn as Pokemon, then I have the players always moving before Pokemon. This is why I generally don't ask for the player... It's fine. This is why I generally don't ask for the player's speed, except for in gym fights and actual Pokemon battles.
Well, beginning with Shift Splash to keep the evasions up, and then, because this worked so well last time... No!
So Mimikyu went for Flare.
The fuck?
Ether went for Flare and failed to get anything.
Twice. Just looks at him on like, do you need glasses? Do I need to take you to an eye doctor?
Mimikyu's little shadow tendrils come out to use for Scratch and like pass by everything, and everything just passes through them because of the ghost attribute not affecting normal Pokemon. Over there thinking that it got everything and just like nothing.
And the rock
Did
smash
I
will
get him?
also miss, because we talked about that. And then doing to disengage and shift back.
Alright. And I can roll them all in a group effort because... Wait, why'd I roll d8s? Ignore that,
I
everybody.
don't know.
Ignore that. That was not meant to be a d8s.
I hope not.
So... Those two go over there. Those two come down here. Well, blue fails at life, getting a natural 1.
Mm.
However, red nearly got a crit.
There goes red, overstepping blue again.
It's sad but true. So I need 2d5, a d3, and a d6. Alright. Figure out what moves they did.
I really don't know.
So... Red
Well,
does
it
nothing.
sucks.
So red does nothing. It used spite, but since nothing hit it, it does nothing.
Yay.
We have blue, who failed at life using rollout.
Ended up just rolling on his back.
Oh wait, no, this is the one that rolled the d6, so it attempted to screech, and nothing came out. Instead of this loud screech that's supposed to throw you off, it just did like a little whimper wail. It's like, what?
Ooh, I'll do you one better. Find the video.
Oh, and that's even more terrifying. I just realized that Dunsparce is also considered an underdog. Meaning it can get buffs from underdog's lessons, giving it a +1 to all its stats. Fuck. That's really terrifying.
Yeah.
Alright, so which one is the other 8 that's using rollout? Green's using rollout.
And I just posted a video to show what sound this one that was screech made.
Oh. Okay. I don't even need to play that to understand. That's fair. Let's figure out what I'm rolling for a damage base 3. 1d6 plus 5. 1d6 plus 16. 20 damage to Munchlax.
Oh no, only 80 more.
It had only dealt 8 damage. It is sad. Not even a tick of health.
Not even part of a tick of health.
Oh, the other one's rolling out as well. So orange rolls out as well. Bam.
It can roll into a wall.
Yes.
Okay. Wall climber?
No, you just see it happen several times throughout the anime to where a Pokemon's using rollout and ends up like hitting a rock or something and getting stuck there until it stops rolling out and reverses course a few seconds later.
Rollout is what type damage?
It is a rock.
Okay.
Oh, look, exact same amount of damage.
That's not a lot of damage.
Nope, 17 to mimic you.
Oh.
Little Ether is taking 7 damage. And with all that, we come back to Munchlax.
All right. Just get over there. Oh, because it's his stab move, and Lick sucks ass and doesn't affect Dunsparce. Let's go with Tackle.
Which is fair.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yes. If you're attacking the same one you did before, the blue dot,
Yeah, I'm ending his miserable life.
okay, you don't need to roll damage. It had 1 point of HP left. It doesn't need to sit here and end up destroyed like that. We don't need to see the outcome of the damage. Alright.
Yeah.
So we're back to Amy and Ether. Rock Smash.
On red.
Alright. So, 20 damage. Oh, nope. Another 22. Because of the 1 point lower of defense you gave it.
And then shifting away, or disengage to shift away.
Yep.
Yay, it finally hit.
Okay. So?
I've seen Pokemon miss less in fog than I have seen during PTU sessions.
I know.
That's because, unfortunately, in the games, your to-hit system is better. I mean, they made it real easy to hit in this. It's just, unfortunately, dice can be cruel.
I've seen stupid low accuracy moves hit more than I've seen PT. So
I can't deny that one either. I've seen fricking Zap Cannon, which has a retardedly low hit rate, hit more than a lot of moves in this.
What do you mean I missed my 100% accuracy move?
Yep.
Looking at you, Shockwave.
Shockwave? Yeah, Shockwave only misses on a nat 1. And it still electrocutes something, it just doesn't hit the intended target.
Dude, I went a whole 4-hour session without hitting anything once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't there for that, but I've had similar experiences.
Alright, let's see what the Dunsparce are doing.
Dying.
Okay. Orange is going to go after Munchlax. Green's gonna go after Mimikyu. And red is going after Munchlax. Red's making up for lost times. It's almost down, and it just wants to get in one good solid hit before it falls. Orange completely fails. It tries to use Rose rollout. It fails at hitting Munchlax. Green over here, a 6. Rollout has an AC of what? AC of 4. Which 6 will just barely hit both of you.
Yay.
Wait, AC of what?
6. It has an AC 4 plus your 2 defense. It's a meter beat system, so...
So on Lux, though, his speed evasion is 4, plus he has 2
Oh,
from
I
slashing.
missed his... Yeah, I missed the speed evasion. I just looked at the versus attack. That is my bad. Yeah, Mimikyu gets missed. Munchlax gets hit. By...
Surprising no one.
He's meant to be thick, not evasive.
Why do you think I've added 0 points to his speed? And all of the points to his HP?
Yeah, no kidding. So this is Green's second time of using rollout, as it's stuck in rollout.
Just like when he tried to catch the trainer.
So that would be 7, so 2d6 plus 10, 2d6 plus 21.
Alright, so I've been hearing this lately. True or false? And let's go Eevee and let's go Pikachu. Is Blue not their rival?
I don't know, I haven't played it. From what I've seen in look, Blue's supposed to be their rival, but I don't honestly know. So last time Red tried to use Spite.
Apparently it's someone named Trace, if that helps any,
What?
according to
Man.
Google.
You're gonna take Kinko's...
Even...
You're gonna take one of the best rivals.
See, this is just another reason why I don't want to play it now. At first it was because, well, I have to manage to have 50 different Pokemon in the Pokedex before I can go face Koga.
What?
Yes, that is a requirement that they put on you. If you don't have 50 Pokemon within your Pokedex logged, proper, like captured, then you can't face Koga at the gym.
Man, that fucking regional run-through would have taken forever for me, man, because holy shit.
Yeah, it has been shown that you can still Nuzlocke it, but you have to pick your Mons carefully.
Well, when you do a Nuzlocke, yeah, sure, Nidoking, you'll walk all over everything. But if it's a randomizer Nuzlocke, you're fucked.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that I've seen that Nuzlocks and randomizer Nuzlocks are possible. You just have to very carefully pick your Mons, because, like, how they're running around, like, you can see their sprites and you get to choose which ones you run into and whatnot. You have to very carefully pick your team using all base Pokemon and train them up to their final evolutions. And as much as you can, get Pokemon that are able to evolve 3 times. Because otherwise you won't have enough Pokemon in your Pokedex in order to go fight Koga.
Yeah, and it sucks enough that Pikachu and Eevee both don't evolve, so...
Yeah, to top that all off.
And then they have to be in your party? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it gets frustrating. And...
See, Yellow worked because that was supposed to make you Ash, but everything else is... And you could have even gotten rid of the Pikachu.
Yeah. I mean, you pull it out of the PC and it hates you for it, but...
You'll be strong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's They did so many things wrong with it because, like, you can't grind in that game. So you
Wait,
have
why
to,
not?
because of the fact that you can't just randomly battle Pokemon. They made the catching in Pokemon in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee like that of Pokemon Go.
Just chuck balls and berries at it.
Yeah, which means all
Wait,
your
what?
experience. Yeah, so all your experience
Yeah.
from that game is from catching the Mons, just like you do in Pokemon Go. Literally, you catch a Pokemon,
Yep.
all your Pokemon get experience for the catch, which means in a Nuzlocke and Randomizer Nuzlocke, in order to get your Mons up to good levels, you have to make sure that you time your catches perfectly to get max amount of experience.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fuck the New Generation.
Anyway, this
So,
game.
yeah, there's just a lot of problems that I have with it, and it's like, nope, I was excited for you, and what you turned into is nothing like I was expecting. You just ruined Pokemon, the original Pokemon games.
I think they're going back to the whole battling system from what I've seen in the trailers for Sword and Shield, though.
Yes, they are.
Hopefully-
It's all back to the original Pokemon setup. They've just added the new Dynamax evolutions and such. It looks like it's going to be a good, proper Pokemon game, although you still have the friendly rival.
Oh, also, let me just real quick. If any of the creators are watching this, people did not hate Gen 6 because of Mega Evolution. They hated Gen 6 because they introduced fairy Pokemon. You could have easily
Aw,
said
but
light
Fairy
Pokemon.
types are cute.
Yeah, I know. Some people say that, but they hated, like, most of the people that play Pokemon hated it because they're like, fairy, what the shit is this?
Yeah, they hated the type, not the Pokemon.
Yeah, you could have easily just called it light version or a light Pokemon. I mean, that might have actually been pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you
light
have...
type.
I mean, you already have dark type, so why they couldn't do a proper light type, or even if they wanted to go hero type, it would have been just as fine.
Yeah.
The thing most people hated about it was the name that they gave the type, which was fairy.
The forces of light
Personally like
always...
it, but
Yeah,
if
It-
you
it
have
still
something
makes
running
sense,
around
too.
called Dragon type, why not a fairy?
you see, that's a fair argument too. But
That's because dragons are cool.
So are fairies. They can kick dragons' ass.
I think the big thing with a lot of people with it being fairy type and destroying dragons using fairies is that fairies aren't generally known to be the strongest of creatures.
Depends what fairy tales mythology you're reading.
This is true too. But that's why I say the main consensus for most people who don't go that far into that, you know, especially if you're like from here in the US, fairies are tricksters and things like that, not really all that powerful. So unless you read from either very specific fairy tales or you go to fairy tales from other areas, you don't know how powerful fairies can be. Anyway, this Dunsparce is retarded and wasted a natural 20 on a defense curl.
Nice.
I mean, using defense curl makes sense considering it's almost dead. However, wasting a nat 20 on it is sad.
Well, it doesn't understand Nat 20. It just
Exactly.
understands, shit, I need to do something.
Exactly. So
Would
from
it have even rolled, though? Do you have to roll to see if your defense curl works?
No, defense curl is a self-targeting move that automatically activates.
Okay.
It's just I roll since I can roll a lot of things in bulk. I roll those in bulk and then see what moves Pokemon use afterwards. Since both the other two had already hit with rollout, them continuing to roll out made sense. So I didn't have to figure out what move they were using, because basically they were stuck in rollout.
Yeah.
The only one that wasn't was the Dunsparce Red. And so it had to actually roll to see what move it used, and, well, it used Defense Curl. So now it's on Munchlax.
All right. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay, which one are you targeting? Red, green, or orange?
I think red's pretty weak, so I'm gonna go for that one.
Alright. Yes, red is almost dead.
The 8 hit? Does
An
9
8 will hit.
hit?
But yes, a 9 will also hit.
See. 4. Ah.
Goodbye, Red Dunsparce. You failed at life.
True.
Not as bad as blue.
Just as, though. I mean, first it used Spite, which, since it was hit by nothing, did nothing. And then it defense curled with a nat 20, so... Really, it did nothing with its life. At least Blue tried to do an actual attack and just missed. Badly.
Free probably misses.
I'd hope.
Okay, so
It
you're
can't
targeting
confirm.
green, who is at a diagonal from you, and you went straight up.
No, you watched, I went there, 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 there.
Okay, could you use the ruler to actually show me where there, and there is?
Okay, I started here.
Okay. Okay, I'm seeing your pattern now. It was not just for my sake, but the audience sake. Is like, okay, so it's splashed. That it's using Scratch to shift 4 meters in a direction. Where was it standing to end up where it is? Everybody was I highly doubt I was the only one confused that saw Mimikyu move just about straight up. So, yeah. Seeing how it moved like that, that's fair. Let's find out if you hit green. You do not, just barely. It has a defense of 2 for evasion.
Ether, you need glasses. 1 moment away, but I see where that is. Okay, move up 1 square. Goes forward 1 square, and he is going to poison powder, orange.
Alright. Orange is now poisoned. Alright. Both of them are looking around like, where the fuck did the other one go? And then turn to Munchlax. Mimikyu now being higher than them on another section. Three will miss. The 7 will hit. So green fails and orange is attempting.
Enjoy your tick of poison damage.
Yep. The first bit of damage dealt to it, too. So yeah, green attempted to roll out. It fails. Orange is still on its rolling spree. Oh, goodness. 3d10 plus 21. I think. Yeah. It rolled very poorly, getting 2 1s and a 3 on its roll for a total of 26.
Dang.
That's not a lot of damage.
Nope, that's just 15.
Oh, right. They are little tanky boys and girls.
Well, now it's on Munchlax.
It comes to my turn very fast.
Well, there's only 2 enemies now.
Yay.
So, green hasn't taken any damage at all. Orange has taken 1 tick of health damage.
Alright. And I guess I'll be fighting the tick damage.
Alright.
And I'm gonna guess that hits.
Yes, it will.
How do I keep rolling 33? It's like it's the fourth time I've rolled 33 in a row.
25 damage. Alright, Amy and Mimikyu.
Yep. Splashing 1 forward since that's a shift. And then scratching again. It hits. 1,
Hey.
2, 3, 4.
Oh, you have agility training.
Yep.
I was like, ooh, is that a crit because of brutal training? Nope.
No. Amy, who has a partner right in front of her, misses. She's going to disengage and shift away.
You go to rock smash the little thing's head and it just kind of bounces off and like, what?
Well, if it would actually connect its fighting, which should be super effective on it normal.
Like blocks you with its little wings like some kind of like little fighting movies moment.
Oh, so cute!
Alright. Orange is continuing to roll out, and it's going after Mimikyu this time. And green is going to be targeting Munchlax.
Yay.
Both will hit.
6 will miss.
Oh, that's right. 6 will miss. 6.
Yeah, Munchlax wasn't meant to be missed. Munchlax was meant to take hits. Difference between a monk and a barbarian.
Yeah. Or even a monk and a fighter. Because I think Munchlax is a little more has a little more versatility than that of a barbarian.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I might start growing chesto berries and eventually make a rest Snorlax.
What was the D100 for? Paranoid question.
There was two ways it could have gone about its attack.
Ah, okay.
Lower was the smarter choice, higher was the choice that it went with. Because if it would have shifted up one, it could have rolled out at the angle to hit both mons.
Ah. Okay. Fair enough.
Well, that's if it rolls out. Also need to figure out what attack it does. But at least if it rolls out, then, well... yeah. Oh no, it's screeching. So it will affect both of you. Because...
And Screech does what?
Screech 2 friendly Sonic lowers the defense of all legal targets by 2 combat stages.
Okay. Does not like this.
Yeah, you went from 10 to 8. It's not too bad.
Still.
So, it's on Munchlax.
Alright. I guess I'm hitting orange again.
You will have to disengage from the other one, or allow an
Yeah,
attack.
guess
green's
I'm
right
hitting
in front of you.
Guess I'm hitting green. And does 3 hit?
3 does not.
No.
Alright, then that's my turn.
Alright, Amy and Ether. One of you two needs to kill
Yep.
Orange. It's almost dead.
Yes, unfortunately there's an ally directly behind Orange.
Although you could disengage to here, and then you'd be
Yes,
going at
but
the
then
diagonal.
I don't get to splash. And that has kept me alive the last few rounds.
Does
Well,
Splash do
not
something
alive.
important
Stop me.
in this game?
Yes, Splash is actually relatively helpful. The user may make a single jump, adding +1 to the long jump and high jump values, and gains 2 evasion until the end of their next turn.
Yeah.
So it does actually have a purpose in this. And a 4 will just barely hit.
Yay!
I mean, if you want to go
Good
technical
boy.
with this,
Girl.
want to go technical with this game, if we Magikarp would be terrifying then in this game.
Yes!
Yes, they are.
So according to the Pokédex, the Magikarp could splash the height of a mountain.
Yeah, Magikarp are actually relatively useful depending upon your DM. I've played with DMs to where I send a Magikarp out that isn't in water and it just flops about wildly and does absolutely nothing no matter how high your command is. So, yeah, I don't do that. I allow Magikarp to actually be useful even when fought with on land.
I mean, it almost won the every Pokemon against every Pokemon battle. It was just outclassed by Ditto.
Yeah. I mean, boosting evasion and then wielding tackle is terrifying. Even if it is just a Magikarp.
And Amy will poison powder green. So at least it'll die from tick of hit point damage.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Both want to target Munchlax.
Of course they do.
I don't understand. Both 7 and 8 will hit. Neither of them are rolling out anymore, so let's figure out what happens.
Defense curl!
Well, green is screeching again. Let's see if it does the smart thing. It does! Moves over here to where it'll hit both.
It can screech at will.
Oh, Screeches every other turn. Okay. Well, it does nothing then. Because it's trying to use a move that it can't actually use right now.
It opens its mouth and it burps.
The other one does actually use Defense Curl.
Called it.
And then it takes a tick of health damage. It is still just barely alive. But at least it tried to do something smart by moving to where it can get both of you with Screech.
Tried, failed.
Yep. So Munchlax.
Yes. Alright, so...
With
play.
the way Munchlax is, you can target either one. Because, luckily, in PTU, moving through threatened squares does not afford attacks of opportunity.
Okay. Ooh.
So
Am I at an
before-
angle where...
So, are you at angle 4?
Is there a way I can tackle one into the other?
You know, that's
You
something
have
I've been
to go
forgetting
one
about.
square over.
I've been forgetting about that this entire time. The tackle actually shoves them 2 meters. And yes, there is.
Yeah. I'd like to do that then. With my 9
8.
hit.
That'll hit. With these guys, you only need a 4 or better.
Ah.
How much is the initial damage?
Alright, shit, it's 2d8. I keep doing that. It's 2d6. 4. And I still rolled 33 with the 2d8. What the sh...
So,
And then I rolled 28.
28 damage to green. So that's 17
Knocking it.
damage.
Into orange.
So, Munchlax tackles the Dunsparce. The Dunsparce goes flying, as Dunsparce is actually relatively light, only being 30 pounds.
Yeah, you think that's crazy? You should see Wereward's weight. Literally float.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those to where Munchlax has tackled this 30-pound creature. It sends it flying, landing on top of its friend, kind of squishing it into the floor.
Wait. What have these Dunsparce been hitting Munchlax with?
Rollout mostly. A little bit of Screech.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure they're not hitting him with normal attacks.
No. Nothing's tried to use tackle since this started.
Just happen to know that he's a ghost type, huh?
Blame the dice. However, the other Dunsparce is now unconscious.
Yay!
There is a light squish sound in front of you, and as one Dunsparce lays on top of the other. Take that how you will. Amy and Mimikyu.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, let me just get that out. Okay, I could technically do that. Give me my pointer back. Splashing Shift 1, and then I'm pretty sure everyone at home already knows what's going to happen.
Yep.
At least it's hitting now. Okay.
And Amy?
3 and 9. So that should hit.
I would have laughed if that would have crit. And I had the perfect thing lined up for it if it was. But it was not.
And it's still fighting type damage onto it, so double effective.
Yeah, 12 damage. The thing was is that it's like, It's gonna be a crit. We have one Dunsparce laying on top of the other. You sit here, rock smash down onto it. That Dunsparce gets shoved into the other one underneath it. You hear an even bigger squish. And you see a little bit of red gooiness coming out from underneath it. An unintentional coup de grace because the Pokemon are stacked on top of each other like a couple of bricks.
Brick break would have been hilarious.
That's what, yeah. Rock Smash is just would have been the exact same effect, only she would have needed to crit to hit with enough force to sit here and do it. So, the one Dunsparce that's left
Takes a tick of poison.
Poison actually takes a tick after the turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they make their standard action, then they take a tick of health damage. There's very few moves that actually take the tick of health before the turn is made.
Okay.
And the only reason why I can say that's how this works for a fact is because these state that they have to have a standard action used in order for them to take the damage, whereas those like Leech Seed specifically state that at the beginning of their turn they take damage. Okay. Dunsparce is gonna move to there. Let's see if it has Runaway. It does have Runaway, so there's no attacks of opportunity.
Oh.
And it's Screeching. Both of you are within, everybody's within range, actually, so everybody loses 2 combat stages of defense.
Doesn't mean shit if you don't do anything with it, moron.
Yeah, I know. This is like the one. This Dunsparce here is the one who's supposed to lower the stats of all the Pokemon on the battlefield in order for its allies to destroy them. And like everybody's dead. It's like I don't know what to do. I'm gonna keep doing the thing I'm meant to do.
Just screaming in terror.
Basically, at this point, like just screaming for somebody to save it. So, Munchlax is up. If it hits,
Go
this
get him.
thing is down. It just needs to hit.
Needs to hit. Knowing Munchlax, you probably...
Well, he's hit pretty consistently.
6.
6 will hit.
Alright.
It's down. Congratulations. You beat up a little group of Dunsparce.
Good girl.
For it.
By existing.
You shut your mouth when you're talking.
Shut your mouth when you're talking. Are you really?
Yeah.
You're not on mute.
No.
You knew we were doing voices.
I didn't expect you to do it right then and there. Yeah, now that's gonna be on YouTube.
No, I don't want it to be on YouTube. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's...
Why?
She wants me to let y'all know that she is indeed not abusive.
What is
But seriously, help me.
So, 86 experience to your 2 Mons. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked, then leave us a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, as nobody wants to miss an episode of what happens to these guys as they continue on their way. Thank you again for watching. If you didn't find something that you didn't like, then please leave it in the comments so that we can always improve. And if we get and as you subscribe, please leave us unique little things that you might like to see. Maybe the DM can work in some events. Until next time, we're out.